Terrarium chores time. Finally, let's fix this baby up. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, I'm Rose, my pronouns are she, her, and today I'm gonna show you an update on my big terrarium. Like I showed you in the previous video, which you can find here, I showed an update of how it was at the beginning of December, and I did show that there was a lot to do, and that is what this video is. We're actually gonna do the chores together. So if you have a Planty project that you have to get working on, or just wanna have a nice drink and listen to me chat while I do my chores, yay! Let's start. I've already done a few things. For example, I fixed up this orchid. It's actually loose in here. I checked the roots. This one still looks really happy. It's well rooted and it's growing new bits. I popped it back in like this, and I actually noticed that there was a flower branch there somewhere. Do you see it? This is a Masdevallia orchid here. So it's gonna make another flower. It's not as stable now as it was before, but okay. And this one down here had all rotted roots. So I pulled it out. I tore out all the rotted roots. It does have new growth and new roots as well. So I basically just removed all the old dead roots, gave it some fresh moss and tied it back up. Hopefully that's gonna make it a little bit happier. And I sprayed in here to make everything a little bit humid. But it's time to start planting the big plants. And with big plants, I mean my queen, Chloe. She lived in there before, but now I have a different soil and the humidity in the terrarium is better. I did notice that the pot space on the terrarium is a bit too small for this. So we're gonna take the leftover soil off first. I only just potted it in here a few months ago. I think in October, so a few months. So let's just check the roots first. Ooh, some dead stems. And you can see here the chaos of all the dead orchid roots that I took out. Woo! Okay. Ah! Oops. There's one new happy root growing there, so that's definitely good. Looks good. She's got a really long stem. I don't know if you can see this, but it starts here. So it is quite a long bit, but I'm not going to chop it because that's what I did last time and it took a long time to regrow. Let's first put some soil into the hole that it's going into. And yes, this is going to make a mess in below. And the plant, I'm not sure if this is going to fit, but we're going to try. Can't see anything. Just stuffing the roots in there. Trying not to break any soil to top it off. So rotten. Hopefully this root will be happy. And then the top layer, and then the top layer of moss to help it continue growing roots. And there we go. Little Cleo back in her spot. Hopefully she's gonna be happier this time around. Now the plant that lived in the bottom spot is my Regal Reggie. This is Reggie now. I don't think Reggie is gonna fit in. He's grown very big. Look at these leaves. This definitely is too big to go back in the terrarium. Even though the pot would fit, I think it would be a waste to cram these big leaves in between all the branches. So this is gonna continue living in the box, but we're gonna select other plants to go in his place. One of the options, and I would love to hear your opinions. Oh, whoops, that's my Monstera obliqua that also wants some attention. This is obliqua Bolivian form. This is my velvet mask anthurium. So I definitely want it to be anthuriums. But this is also already quite a big pot. I'm curious, I think this might be too big also, even though it does grow a little bit more compact with smaller, shorter petioles. Let me show you properly before you decide. So there's one space there that needs to be a little bit more of a compact one, as you can see, because there is a lot of stuff at the top. And then there's one here that was the forgetti before. So maybe something like that. I don't know. It's a little bit more closer to the light as well. So it's a brighter spot. We'll see. Let's look at the box. By the way, this is my Melano that also lives with the Regal, and look at the latest leaf. I'm so happy that it was able to grow a huge leaf, because I've not been able successfully to keep these large sizes, and this one is the first one that it looks like it will stay nice and large with the moss pole. It's a bit of a mess on this side also because I baked chocolate cupcakes earlier. Yeah, they're very flat, I know, but yeah, so we have to make some space to get this box. These two are my anthurium boxes. This one, we have some nice options. This is some hybrids that I got from my friend Kat. I don't know, this is a mag hybrid. I think this is a mag forgetti hybrid. This is Alfonso, my original forgetti. But as you can see on this leaf as well, I think they were too big already for where they were. This is my adorable new forgetti that might be perfect because it's a bit smaller and growing against the side of the box, which is not ideal. And we have some seedlings down there, some Bessier, Affinity Bessier seedlings growing well, but they're a bit too small, I feel like. This is a hybrid I got from a friend. I don't know exactly what, but it has closed sinuses. Then I think this is just one of the crystallinums that I think this might be the last crystallinum that I have. Of course, I do still have this crystallinum as well. This is like my official plant. I meant my last of the little seedlings. Woohoo! Or is there a few more? Or maybe these are the Bessier as well. I should have labeled things. Then this is my little Jack Black, a papillilaminum hybrid that I got from an import that I did a while back. This is a Villanorum, but is very dry, needs water. This is definitely not a good fit because it gets very big and a splendid propagation. So I'm not quite sure which one would be a good fit. I feel like this Jack Black is awesome, but it would be better in a darker spot, maybe at the bottom. Because if you give it too much light, I guess it doesn't get the nice darkness that papillilaminums have. So that might be an option for the low spot. I honestly have no idea what this is. It doesn't look like my typical crystallinum. Maybe it is. I don't know. For the top spot, maybe we'll do the forgetti. I'm so curious what you guys are going to say in the comments. But by then, probably I will have decided already. Or maybe Alfonso wants to go back in his old spot. But he's already so big. I think he would thrive better in a different place. I don't know. How do you decide? I think I've decided I'm going to put the small forgetti, the non-silvery one that I bought and I love, at the top. Sorry, finish your thoughts. And then that one fits in nicely. It is the Forgetti Mag Hybrid, I think. It seems to be very non-silvery as well, which I really like. And I think it will do well with a little bit less light, so it's nice and stays nice and dark. The Forgetti might get a little bit more light leaves, which is not nice, but I can always remove it again. And then I'm thinking maybe I should plant something climbing like one of the Splendids here, because the Glorious that is in the back there looks divine. Look at it. Somehow the Gigas that's here has been struggling a lot, so maybe I should plant it in a different way, like attach it to the branch in the middle here. Maybe I should get one that's a little bit longer already so that I can just tie it up to this long thing and then it has the light it needs, because I think that's what the Gigas is struggling with. Down there's not a lot of light. We're also going to plant these big ones, by the way, but that first I want to have the top fixed, so let's plant the top two. First, this top one, making sure there is some nice moist soil this time instead of the dry stuff that I used before. I removed the moss from the stem of the little forgetti. The internodes, the space between the nodes, is quite long on this one. I think it's gonna be happier in the higher spot, so it gets more light. And usually when there's more light, the plants will have shorter internodes. Of course, it can also be genes, but in this case, I think it will be happier. And hopefully this new leaf will grow nice and big. Let's get the soil off first so that it fits into this space. Oh, it's quite wet in there, geez. Look at that, the soil. I don't know if you can see, but it's completely wet. Wow. Surprised this hasn't rotted. No, looks fine. Check this out. I just realized that the stem goes all the way down to here. So this is all stem. And I could definitely propagate and have more forgettis. But for now I'm not gonna, because the top just has the two roots. I don't want to shock it too much. But in the future, I might have some space to work with, just like the queen. Hopefully that long stem will fit in here, because of course roots can fold over, but stems are not so easy to, these might be a bit too tall. I might have to propagate now. What do we think? What do we think? I don't know. I don't want to set her back. Maybe here, just here, so that there's still healthy roots. We're just gonna do it. Why not? Okay, let's do it. Let me see. course, normally you want this to dry out a little bit, so I'm just gonna pop her here, let her dry for a few minutes while we do the other plant and fix the bottom up, because this can go back in a pot. Let me just put the little linearis to the side. Some fresh, oh, this one actually you can see quite nicely. For once you can see what I'm doing. Sorry about the background noise, by the way. My boyfriend is also doing chores, but with his saw. So this is a little plant. The pot is still quite small, which is perfect in this case. And again, it's really wet. I need to reconsider my choices for my prop box. But okay, this little baby's gonna look so cute. Finally, we have plants in here again. I'm just throwing it in there because I can't reach properly. Okay, that's pretty good. And since this one is still a baby, I don't actually need that much moss because it's still very close to the soil. But just to give it that extra little humidity layer, it helps to activate the roots, the aerial roots, to grow and then to go back into the soil. So definitely, I really think the plants enjoy having that little base circle of moss. Okay, that is 2 out of 3. It's actually getting a nice amount of light. Let's put the linearis back where it was hanging before. This one actually is really starting to grow. Look, it even split into 2. So it's finally adjusted now that the humidity is higher. And the moss is also really coming alive. I'm very impressed. Look at that. Little mossies. Okay, back to the forgetti. It's not really dried yet, but I trust that it's gonna be okay. We're just gonna plant it. Oh, it's so cute. I got some fresh soil because it's gonna be much less big than it was before. This is the most annoying part because I really can't reach here. Okay. But it fits nicely. Look at that. Yes, yes, yes. This is gonna work. Okay, stay. I trust it's gonna be okay. Maybe this is where something like a spoon would have been smart. But okay, it's in. A bit of moss around the base, like the other ones. Once I spray it all down, it's gonna look amazing. Yay. I think next I'm gonna try and plant this beautiful begonia down here, but I think I need the windows to be out to have actually space. It's gonna be planted down there. See the pot still? I have to be careful for the other begonia. Actually, I may have ruined some already. No, I think we're still okay. Let's try. I took the windows out, which is much more easy. So we're gonna make a little hole here and take the pot off somehow. Yes, that was easy. There's just no space to put the pot now. But okay. Hole, hole, hole. Big hole. Plant and close. This piece of beautiful moss Selaginella was planted underneath, so I'm gonna just replant this around the base so it can start to grow around here. And there's another piece down here, and there's more down here. It's one of my favorites. Look how much more light this offers for the rest of the plants at the bottom. So much better. This little begonia I'm just gonna plant in the front here, since it also doesn't have anywhere to go, just here. This is actually where one of the anthuriums used to live, a little regale that I took out after. And something came back here as well. I think it's a Kingiana begonia that came back after everything died. There's a few actually coming back, so I have to be careful. Over on this side, in the back on the right there is another plant that needs maybe. I have an idea. So this is, I'll take it out carefully. This is Philodendron lupinum, but it's definitely not getting enough light there. So maybe if I plant it over on this side somewhere so it can climb up this thing, maybe that would be nice. Like instead of the begonia that I just planted, take that out and plant this here, because it's gonna grow faster and then it can cover this ugly thing. Okay, so we're taking the begonia back out. Sorry, buddy. You're getting a different spot. Just making sure that I take all the other little plants out as well, like this. I really think it's a Kingiana that was struggling before, so that's gonna need a good spot. This is a little Amphioxus. Let's try and get it out. Place it somewhere else. And this other begonia was actually a little sneaky one that was not supposed to be in here, so it's gonna be okay. Make a hole. Come on. Yes, thank you. Okay. My house is a mess now. Actually, there's 2. Okay, maybe I can do 1 on each side. Oh, I'm covering all the begonias. What am I doing? Jeez. See, I don't do things well organized. I just do and then realize it's dumb after. But okay, some fresh soil might be good for it anyway. So I think instead of going to the front, I'm gonna go through the back and then it can continue growing against it. Make a little hole plant and I'll tie it against the stem in a second. Oh, all my begonias, sorry buddies. This one can go back in the spot here in a second. Maybe I'll plant this in the back where it was originally, because then we have something there as well. Amphioxus, planting it back in here. It's adorable. A little pink one can go in the front. Kingianum, I'll just pop in here somewhere. All the way in the back there is where we're gonna plant this lupinum, which, like I said, it might not get enough light, but we're just gonna try it against this moss wall thingy. And I think that's it for what we had to do today, except clean up all the mess and spray it down so that there's no more sand on all the leaves. Look at this beauty. Oh, I really hope that they're gonna settle in well. I wonder if this plant is ever gonna grow. I don't see anything, but I'm patient. Woohoo! I just found one more plant that needs to be planted, my little labicea. And this is actually where I have all my labicea on this side. And I have a very, very nice plant here that also deserves all the light. So I don't know where it's gonna go. Look at this. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's growing a new leaf finally. So I'm not sure where is a good space. I thought here, but then it's gonna block the margravia. I think it's gonna go here. So it's in the front, it gets enough light. It's not gonna grow very fast, so it's not gonna be blocked by begonia. Yeah, I think this is it. This should be easy. Oh, cute roots. I gave it a little stick because they like to have a little bit of support. Why is there a leca ball in there? Cute! I hope it's not too moist, because the soil right now is pretty moist. Moist? Adorable. The best part is when we clean, so it looks all nice again. For tying up the lupinum, we're gonna cut some pieces of pantyhose. Let's spray the other side. And there we go! I'm so excited that it's no longer empty, that there's new plants in there that look adorable. I really hope they're gonna grow well, but we'll have to wait and see. The doors are back in, so the humidity is gonna stay safe. And before I forget, the fans are back on now. Of course, after I finished everything basically, I realized I have another full box of plants to go into the terrarium. Maybe the moss we can plant, and this one as well. This adorable little ficus we might also be able to plant already. So we're gonna continue a little bit longer. Look at this. This is Selaginella uncinata and it has all the colors. It's stunning. Maybe we can plant the little syngonium as well while we're at it. These ones are a little bit more sensitive, so I don't know, this one is definitely dying, so that's not good. This one, oh, it's so pretty. Maybe we can plant this as well. We're just gonna try. Maybe we're gonna plant all of it. Oh, this begonia, we can propagate this leaf, but it's very not happy here. Maybe we should take them all out. Ah! Let's see if we can get the Selaginella in the back here without hurting any other plants. Come on, buddy, let go. Come on. I took the blue oil fern out from the bottom because it's so slow there. I think I'm gonna plant it somewhere else. Oh, there's always more to do and I'm gonna make everything soily again. You didn't see that, did you? I planted it next to the anthurium. There. How about this? This is so cute. I want this to grow all over. I would like to have several pieces. It's very wet. Why is everything so wet? This is not good. 15 hours later. Okay. Maybe I can plant this somewhere high up. Maybe here on the back. I don't know if it will stay moist enough, but we can try with some soil and then it can grow up the back wall. stunning Sonorilla. I think I'm gonna plant right here. So it's gonna get nice light and also visibility once it's stabilized, hopefully. It also has some live moss around it, which I hope will survive. Then this very nice, what was it? Labicea Beccari or turtle back. It's gonna go in the corner here because this can get quite big. Although it's planted in something more, lots of perlite, so I hope this is okay and not too moist all the time. Look how cute. This is one of the nicest plants I own, I think. Acranthea species Vietnam. I think I'm gonna plant it here in the front. And it has some selaginella with it, which is also adorable. And a little stick to keep it straight. I knew there was more to do when I thought I had finished. This little syngonium was growing in pond. We're gonna also plant it somewhere. I don't know where. Where should we plant it? There's one thing here that it can climb up, this thing. Although they're all rotting away as it's much too moist in there for this type of material, but it's okay. So we're just gonna plant it here. Let's see what happens. And lastly, there's this begonia, which is also struggling. I think either I'm gonna plant it here or in this corner. What do you think? There's nothing yet in this corner. This is also in some kind of airy mix. So I hope this corner is not too wet for it. But they were not happy in the box they were in anyway. So this is only an improvement, I think. At the top here, I've squeezed in one of the little ferns that was in the box. I hope I don't spread pests now into the box, but okay. And I moved some of the orchids into a better, more stable space. Moved this little orchid here. So a little bit of change at the top. And then at the bottom, there's a lot more changes now. Look at this beauty. Oh. We have more of the ficus and this acranthea, or however you say it. More selaginella, syngonium, begonia species Trang, turtleback, labicea. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 types of labicea in here now, so this is amazing. And the begonia are hopefully coming back as well. Okay, that's really it. I should spray again, but it's really wet already now, so I'm just gonna leave it for now. It's been another very chaotic, messy one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up below. If you want to see more of my terrarium, I'll link the playlist for all the terrarium videos below. And if you're into Hoya, I just did a very fun Hoya collab as well, which you can check out here. If you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. I make a lot of planty content, mostly, even though my yoga thingy is still in the name. This started back in 2017 or something as a yoga channel, so that's why it's still in the name. Thanks so much, friends, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!